Hi, everybody. I'm back with our last math session. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we're here. So congratulations. Good job, friends. I'm doing lesson 33, session 3 on page 749. Number 1, this is refining partitioning shapes into parts with equal areas. So number 1 says the triangle is divided into equal parts. How does the area of one part compare to the area of the whole triangle? Shade 1/2 of the triangle. So here I am on this part. Okay, so it says, how does the area of one part compare to the area of the whole triangle? Shade 1/2 of the triangle. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw this for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so it tells me that I need to shade 1/2. So I would shade this one and this one. I've shaded 1/2 of the triangle, but it also wants me to talk about one part of the whole triangle. So the whole triangle is broken into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of those is 1. So each one is one part. Oh, I don't know if you can see that because of the glare. 1/4. 1 out of 4 of those. Okay, so there we go. Now, if I've shaded in 2, I've shaded in 2 of those parts. So I have 2 parts that are shaded of the whole out of 4 parts. 2 out of the 4 parts are shaded. Now, turn the page to 750. Number 2, shade 1/3 of the circle below. How many same-sized parts cover 1/3 of the circle? Show your work. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it with a circle. Okay, there's my circle. I'm going to shade in 1/3 of the circle. 1. So if I have 6 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 6 pieces. If I am dividing that into 3 parts, I know that 2 pieces make up 1/3. So 1, 2, that's 1/3. Here's another third, these 2. And here's my last third. There's going to be 3 thirds in a whole, which is also the same as 6 sixths. I have 6 pieces. If I have all of those, there's 6 of those 6. So the next part, after it says shade in 1/3, says how many same-sized parts cover 1/3 of the circle? Show your work. So number 2 would be 2 parts. So you would say 2 parts. I have 2 parts. 1, 2. All right. Now, number 3, a rectangle is equally divided into 2 rows. Each row is divided into 3 same-sized squares. What fraction of the total area of the rectangle is each square? So, here's number 3. So I have a rectangle is equally divided into 2 rows. Done. Each row is divided into 3 same-sized squares. Check. What fraction of the total area of the rectangle is each square? So each individual square, you have to count the pieces of the whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each one is one of those 6. So that's your answer to number 3. Below it says Ben chose A as the correct answer. How did he get that answer? Well, A is 1/2. So what Ben was doing is he looked at the whole row. He didn't just do one of the pieces like they told us to. He looked at the whole row, and he shouldn't have because it's talking about each unit piece. All right, number 4, we're almost done. A rectangle is divided into same-sized squares. 4 of the squares are shaded. The area of the shaded parts is 1/2 the area of the whole rectangle. How many squares make up the whole rectangle? So if 4 is half, you're going to do 4 plus 4, and you know that it's 8. So, and you can draw it if that helps you. So I'll draw it myself. It says 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 here. That must mean there's 4 there. That means there's 8 pieces to the whole. Number 5, this has all of those bubbles that I've taught you guys before. With Ready Math, they're going to want you to fill those in. So I've told you guys that a couple of times, but I want you to know that, especially going into 4th grade. So your teachers will be like mind blown that you already knew that. Okay, number 5 has those bubbles. So you have to fill in the top, and then you also have to color in those bubbles, and you have to fill in the bubbles like perfectly. So number 5, a rectangle is divided into 6 same-size squares. How many squares cover 1/2 of the area rectangle? So number 6, and it was 6 same-size squares. How many squares cover 1/2? I have 6 same-size squares. Here's 1/2. 1/2. As you can see, again, we're pretending that Miss Lamb's shapes are all equal sizes. So with that being said, it is 3. So you're going to fill in 3 below. Am I reading that right? Rectangle is divided into 6 same-size squares. Check. How many squares cover 1/2 of the area of the rectangle? Awesome. So it's 3. So you're going to write 3 in, and it's the last column, and then you're going to go down to the 3, and you're going to shade it in. Okay, that's how you're going to work that. Number 6, the rectangles below are all the same size. Danny wants to shade 1/3 of the area of each rectangle. Use the rectangles below to show 3 different ways to shade 1/3. Oh, that's super fun. So how many, so again, let's just assume these are all the same size. They all have equal parts. So I'm pretty sure they're all 6. Yep. So if she wants to shade 1/3, she's going to shade 2 out of the 6. So she's going to shade top and bottom. She could shade side to side. She could also shade like that. So as long as she has 1/3, she's good. How many squares do you need to shade to cover 1/3 of the area of one of the rectangles? How many squares was it? 2. So you're going to write in 2. Next page, last page, 2 more problems and you're done with math for 3rd grade. Number 7, divide each octagon into 4 equal parts, then shade 1 or more parts of each to show 2 different unit fractions. Write the fraction under each octagon, then compare the fractions using less than, greater than, or equals to. So here's where you have a bunch of words, lots of steps in the problem. You need to break it down and start with your first step first. So don't ever forget that, boys and girls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my octagon, which is an 8-sided shape. I'm not doing this correct. There we go. Okay, octagon. Great. So now I have my 2 octagons, and it says I need to divide each octagon into 4 equal parts, then shade 1 or more parts to show 2 different unit fractions. So let me do that. So I'm going to shade it into 4 equal parts. All right, let's see. Okay. Hold on one second. I have to do something really fast. Okay. All right, thank you. Just had a text about Miss Mia. So I'm going to cut them into 4 equal parts. So I'm going to go down the center that way, center, and center. Now what it said to do was to divide each octagon into 4 equal parts. I could cross that off. Then shade one or more parts of each to show two different unit fractions. So I'm gonna shade in this one. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Unit fraction here is 1/4. And then I'm going to color in 1, 2, but I'm going to consider it a half. There's two pieces, a right and a left, and I've shaded in one of those two. So there you go. Now I need to compare them. 1/4 is less than or equal to. Remember, the higher the denominator, the smaller the pieces. So it's actually less than. 1/4 is less than 1/2. All right, we're on our last question. It says, suppose you could divide a hexagon into 6 equal parts. Explain how you could shade the parts to show 3 different unit fractions. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw my hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides. So I'm gonna draw 3 different hexagons with 6 sides so I could show 3 different unit fractions. A unit fraction is one of the ways that it can be broken down into pieces. So here's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to break it down and show you all the different fractions I can make this. So first things first, I'm going to break it into equal pieces, which is 6. Mia says hi. Okay. Now I can color in one of these, and this is one of the 6. So there's 1 unit fraction I can make out of a hexagon. Now I'm going to color in 1, 2, 3. And if you see, I have colored in 1/2. Now I need another unit fraction. I've done 6, I've done halves. Something we did earlier was thirds. So I'm going to color in 1, 2. So here's a third. A third is 2 pieces. So 2, 4, 6. I have 1 of the 3. So the 3 unit fractions that you can get from a hexagon are 1/6, 1/2, and 1/3. Boys and girls, it has been such a pleasure teaching you this year. I love you guys. Thank you. Love you.